People, welcome to the Viking Weekly Warm-Up. Hey, welcome to the Vikings Weekly Warm-Up. I'm your road putting, Harley loving, purple fan, Bakes, and with me is my brother from another mother. CB Becker, CB, what's going down?
I thought you were going to say another mutter, and I was going to say my mom took a bath last month, so you can't say...
I didn't moo at your mom, sorry.
That's terrible.
So listen, man, there's a lot, plethora, a cornucopia of things to talk about this week, and I am going to deviate off our normal path this week. But before we do, let's have a few thoughts on the Bears game. From the top of my head, I gotta say, DeFilippo should be on the hot seat. I don't think I'm alone in feeling like the Vikings offensive coordinator just seems to ride up 10 to 15 plays, and if it doesn't work, we're screwed. The gimmick plays are throwaways, but heading into this game with a single run-the-ball mindset is lame-brained, and the Vikings looked shocked after we spent a week of telling every reporter in the world that we needed to run the ball to win the game against the Bears. So they stacked the line, and we simply didn't adjust until the fourth quarter. It's unacceptable to my mind. CB, what do you got?
We have been really good in the past at making halftime adjustments and changes, and that just didn't happen this week. It felt terrible. When you have 8-9 guys in the box and you run off tackle, it's not gonna work. And I don't know if it was DeFilippo. I don't know if it was Cousins. I just know that the adjustments came far too late. I don't know if you can really say that was garbage time. They made a run at it at the end, which was great. However, the adjustment factor and the adjustment period in this game was just awful.
That's ridiculous, man. I mean, the Bears had a better game plan. Basically, the Bears had the game plan we should have had. The Bears were running, no huddle early on in the game. What the hell? It took us until fourth quarter to start trying to run a no huddle? What are you thinking? That defense is going to be blitzing you and stuff all the time. Burn them out. Run a no huddle. That's brain dead.
And the first 4 times that Khalil Mack burns our left guard, you should probably learn.
You're going to put Reef on Khalil Mack alone? I mean, whose idea is that one? Because I'd like to sit down and talk to them for a couple minutes.
Right. They didn't chip, really. They didn't. It was just, they made Khalil Mack look really good. Now, given Khalil Mack is a very, very good player. He's good. Sure, but I think we helped him a lot.
I get tired of the Maxtra bait. You know what I mean? It was like they were just like masturbating all frickin' night. He had like 1 sack and 1 forced fumble. Okay, woo. Big deal. All right. The Vikings have 7 turnovers in the past 3 games. No shit. This has to stop. The OL we have must step up, and we must do it now. On Sunday night, we gave over 3 turnovers, including an interception returned for a touchdown by Eddie Jackson. Dalvin Cook fumbled 1 in the red zone, and Cousins threw 2 interceptions. Now, Cousins has lost 6 fumbles, more than any other player in the league. Combined with his 7 interceptions, he's tied for second in the league with 13 turnovers. Cousins is under pressure like 60% of his dropbacks, and it's killing us, man. The OL is not getting the job done, but I'm not throwing the blame on Kirk Cousins. The guy throws great balls. He's accurate. He throws down a line. It's like on a wire, but he's getting beat to shit, man. What do you think, CB?
The offensive line right now is a net made of angel hair pasta. It is not something that is going to be able to hold up over the long run. Now, we could talk about injuries all we want. We can talk about Compton is down. We could talk about people playing out of position. We can talk about all that stuff. Elfline is back, so you can make just as many good comments about injuries as you can bad injury comments. It's time to call a spade and say, listen,
we screwed up. We did not cover our line well enough. in the offseason, period. I think it's true. I think you got to agree with that.
Yeah.
So listen, this year, as weird as it is, our Vikings are tied with none other than the Eagles, the team we faced off in the NFC Championship last year, for 26th in the league with 16 turnovers, already having surpassed our own total from all of 2017, and we've now matched our 2016 total as well. We are proverbially a night and day team this year. One week we're monsters, and the next week I worry if we could beat up on SpongeBob SquarePants.
I like to consider us the bipolar team. You never know what you're going to get. They could come out, and it's nothing against bipolar people. I know bipolar people. And
shut up, man.
See, there you go. That's what it is. You can come out one day and they could be angels, and you can come out the next 2 hours and they'll be demons.
Your mother sucks.
Right, see?
All right, that brings us to the topic of the show. I believe today's NFL has actually finally arrived. Now, I know many of the fans or many of the folks that are watching or listening rather to the podcast watched the Rams versus the Chiefs last night. It was an absolutely unbelievable contest, but there's more behind the story. And honestly, I believe all these rule changes protect the quarterback and the wide receiver penalties and let's make a high-flying offense. The NFL's been trying like hell to jam down our throats and institute for the last 5 years has finally landed and has finally officially arrived. And the best example in my mind is a battle of KC and the Rams, where they set a record 54 to 51 point game. That's 105 points, where most would agree it was a great and thrilling thing to watch on TV. And it was indeed entertainment. The leader changed like 5 times, but defense, watching it now really only needs to be 1 or 2 great defensive plays to put in their part, while offenses are expected to throw 40 points plus a game. Goff threw 413 yards and 4 TDs. Mahomes tossed 478 yards and 6 TDs. This was crazy shit, Maynard. And there's a formula. When you look at these teams, these powerhouses, they both have a mobile quarterback that can run. They both have a running back that can catch and run. They both have great offensive lines and decent defenses with a couple of stellar players who can make those 2 or 3 stellar plays per game. Who else looks exactly like them? The Saints. They're like a carbon copy. This is the new NFL, and I think it's here to stay. The environment is point scoring every possession. The design ruins defenses and their ability to cover. The design makes all these incredible lead changes smaller in light because anybody can do a lead change now. It used to be a big deal when there was a lead change. Now it can happen every week. And honestly, I firmly believe, and I'm going to state what I believe is fact right here, that there will not be another Tampa Bay type Super Bowl win with a guy like a Brad Johnson, in his brown shoes, or Joe Flacco, Baltimore type defense, Super Bowl champions with a weak-kneed quarterback. I think those days are dead. The NFL saw that, and they said it's not entertainment enough. They said we need a better show. They said screw defense. We want high-flying offense. And over 5 years or so ago, they started to make that happen. And if your team thought ahead and drafted for that and signed the right players for today's fashion, then you're on the gravy train, man. But if not, it's going to be a rebuild for your team, because to catch up with all of that, you're going to have to rebuild to meet that standard. Defense is great, but God help me, defensive bowl-winning teams are dead. Yeah,
the old adage of defense wins championships, I think, unfortunately, I agree with you, is gone. Defense just dominating the game and intimidating players is no longer allowed. I am going to hesitantly disagree with you on the state of the league, though. I believe that this year is pretty much set, that whoever can score the most points is going to win the Super Bowl. So when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at your Chiefs, your Saints, and my pick, your Rams. they are going to score the most points. They're going to try and keep somebody out of the end zone, and that's how they're going to manage it. My hesitation on your assertion is that I believe that next year that we will have tapes on all of these defenses, and the coordinators, the coaching staffs, and all those folks are going to be able to limit within the rules. They're going to be able to limit how potent those offenses can be. So I think we're going to see this next year taper off a little bit. We're not going to see the 54 to 51 games. And as you were saying that, as you were talking about the Rams and the Chiefs, Mahomes scored 6 touchdowns. He threw 6 touchdown passes, but he was on the wrong end. So, and I believe the Rams had a couple of defensive turnovers too. So I haven't lost hope for defense yet. I have not lost hope for defense yet. I think that within the rules next year, we're going to see the offenses taper down a little bit. We're going to see all those numbers start to dwindle a little bit more. Maybe not as much as we've seen in years past, but it's going to dwindle off, and I think we're going to see it come back a little bit more to normalcy. But I will agree with you that stifling defense will no longer be the sole key to winning a Super Bowl.
Okay. I mean, you can disagree. That's okay, even if your opinion sucks.
What?
All right. So anyway, on a sad note, I just don't think our Vikings are staffed for this, man. Our line can't protect our quarterback enough to allow him to throw 40-plus points a game. And DeFilippo just does not seem to utilize our running back, who can catch, to his full potential. Our wideouts are good enough, but our defense, again, is that night and day. So listen, and I don't want anybody to get me wrong. I am a lifelong purple people eater, man. I'm a lifelong purple fan. Win, lose, or tie. I'm always going to be here for the purple man. Hooah! But when I look at our schedule and what our team delivers at its best, we fall short. I hate to do it, but comparing Green Bay's sissy schedule and the Bears' breezy schedule to our gauntlet, I think we're in trouble. Making a wild card is going to be a struggle, and we're going to need to pray to Odin and cheer as damn loud as we can from wherever in this frickin' country we are, because this team is going to need us to pull that off. And I have faith, and I'm going to watch, win, lose, whatever. I'm here to do this show with UCB, and we're going to be here cheering loud, and we're going to talk about all the bright spots every single time. But getting down here to black and white, I'm concerned for the year.
Yeah, I agree. Our offensive line is basically a bunch of wet angel hair pasta. It's just not gonna really hold anybody back.
All right, let's get on to this week, and what do we do to beat this friggin' pack?
Well, I do have some keys to the win. Now, I have taken my keys to the win. I have taken a little page out of Zim Tzu's book in going back to the basics. So my 3 keys are back to the basics. The first key to the win is extend the field. We're no longer 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's not gonna pull it off anymore, people. As we saw in the Chicago game, they were stacked up. The linebackers were creeping up and up and up and up toward the line. We've got to extend the field. We've got to have plays that are over 7, 8, 9, 10 yards. We've got to extend the field. Pass yardage right now, we sit 8th in the league at 279 pass yards per game, which is not. It doesn't seem bad, but when you look at it, there's a bunch of teams that are really winning, that are doing much better at the passing game than we are.
Well, all right. I agree with that. Extending the field. I mean, we picked up Robinson. Part of the reason we got him, he's flashy and he can run fast. So that's what he was brought in for. Use his speed, get him down the field. Let's make some stuff happen, man.
Yeah, and key number 2 to the win is play to the offense's strengths. So, is the offensive strength for Dalvin Cook to run straight up the middle or off tackle? No. His strength is to catch the ball out of the backfield. He can get into open space and make people miss. Stephon Diggs, is great outside the numbers. Adam Thielen is great over the middle. Kyle Rudolph, great up the seams. Latavius Murray, in between the tackles. Okay?
I'm with you.
Pick their spots and play to them. It was another quote from Zimmer this week that said he thought the offense had too much quote unquote volume. And when asked what that meant, he just meant that we were getting, basically paraphrasing, too big for our britches. We were trying too much trick stuff. We were trying too much in the playbook. He said, just if a guy runs a good curl, let him run the curl. If a guy runs a good out, let him run the out. It's not rocket science.
I'm with you. That zero's right in on D-flip to me. I don't know what he's doing. Sometimes he's got to get so cutesy and do things, but you're right. By the same token, I don't know how many times this week I watched them stack that line 8 in the box, and then they'd run right at it anyway.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's just like, Jesus, man, they're all there. Have you ever heard of an audible? It's a thing. It's a thing. Teams do that all the time.
And we can see it, and I don't know why Kurt can't see it, or if he's not allowed to audible. I'm sure he's allowed.
No, I'm sure he's allowed. It's just not the play. Right. Okay, so, offensive strengths. Also, look at their injuries. We got to run strong because we can go at Mike Daniels' spot. Mike Daniels, their big DE. He's not the big flashy player or anything, but he's their plug in the middle. He's going to be replaced by Dean Lowry, Matavius Adams, and maybe Tyler Lancaster. Like, these are all kind of nobodies. So they're going to be kind of rotating people in and out trying to cover that spot. I think we might be able to work that. And defensively, in regards to playing to the strengths, I would say blitz like hell. Also realize Jimmy Graham is out. With him leaving, they have like Mercedes Lewis. He has like 2 receptions on the year for 20 yards or something. And Lance Kendricks, who has like 11 receptions on the year for under 100. So watch out for Jones, who can catch. He might run out there in the flat, but we're not going to be as worried. I think this is a game we can blitz like hell. And that's one of our strengths. Definitely
agreed. Third key to the win. Again, very general, but it needs to be said. We need to play physical. The Bears game, we were on our heels. It seemed like the defense was on our heels the entire time. We need to attack. We need to be in attack mode for the entire game. It seemed like they were reacting to everything that the Bears were doing instead of just attacking and then reacting. They were reacting in a negative defensive posture versus attacking the offense and taking what comes. Also having fun. It seems like they're very serious about themselves. And yes, this is a serious part of the season. And yes, this is a serious game. But they have to just get back to playing football. And again, if we're going by Zimmer says they just need to play football. They just need to have fun and go out there and just do it. Again, speaking about that volume that he was talking about, don't get too tricksy. Just go out and play.
Yeah. Play physical, have fun. But, play to win, man. Play up. I'm sick and tired of us being on the line as if we're like, okay, this might be a run play, so I'm going to step back and see if I can catch him on the line. No. Catch him in the backfield, man. Play up. I can't say it enough. Get aggressive in there. Play up. Trust yourself. Trust your abilities. And if you go for the tackle. Don't, how many times this week did we see people go for a tackle and then they juke around a little bit?
Yeah.
It was weird. But there was also something up with that field because everybody was slipping all over the friggin' place. So that aside, if you see, Harrison falling down and missing tackles, something's a little goofy because the whole team can be bad and he's still making tackles and he was even screwing up.
Yeah, he whiffed on Trubisky back there a couple of times and it was very not him.
Right on. Good keys to the win. Thank you, everybody. Glad to be back, and we're excited for this week. We want to kill Green Bay. We want to kick their ass. We want to roll them around and send them home crying. That's the end of the bottle, baby, so we need to sign it off. CB, say goodnight.
Booyah, fans. Go get them, Vikings. Kick Aaron Rodgers' ass.
All right, man. This is your Purple Proud Bakes brother out in California saying, fuck the Packers, dudes.